Yo, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Adorama 42 West 18th Street. That is the actual store behind me. I'm Seth Miranda. I got Gabriella with me. What's going on, girl?
GMVD.
Before we jump into this, we got our Brulita coffee. Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I got to put the logo up. I got to be like a host. Hey, look at that.
Oh, what a cool stream deck.
Yeah, right. I spent all of an hour to set it up. And I just want to thank today's sponsor, which is Glow, the in-house brand for modifiers. So if you guys are looking for cost-effective things that you want to try out, some new styles of boxes, styles beauty dishes, things like that, check out the link down below. It's probably the biggest array of modifiers out there. And it's, like I said, it's a pretty good price point. So check out the link down below. Thank you, Glow, for sponsoring today. Now that the propaganda is done, let's go, let's go right into it. So Gabriella, I'm going to give the elevator pitch on Gabriella. You're a lifelong photographer. You ended up going from modeling seriously into photography. You actually got your BFA in photography. You even studied at ICP for lighting, which we all know Insane Clown Posse does the best lighting. They put on that clown makeup and they just know how to light people. It's the International Center of Photography in New York, which is a very amazing facility and organization. Beautiful. They do a lot for the photo community. And you've been going ever since. You jumped into the NFT world. You're doing a lot of lifestyle stuff with brands. You're doing a lot of street photography. I mean, you're constantly hustling and shooting out there. You're not just like, I did this one thing that one time.
Absolutely not. Thank you for that intro. That's so nice. Oh, sorry. I'm getting used to these mics. I love it. I just want to run around this place. It's a beautiful setup you guys have here. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. I'm honored. Of course. Honored to be here.
Of course. I mean, I think what your story, I don't know if you're going to say story, but like your progression is exactly what we do, right?
Yeah.
We start, we grow, we evolve, and we keep on leveling up.
Amen. That's great. That's a beautiful thing to say.
Focus.
Focus? Am I not focused? Oh, we got to focus me.
Probably because it jumped on somebody in the background. It's all right. You want to scooch more in the middle?
Sure.
No, it's just moving around. It's focused. They're just being...
You're like, we always evolve, we always go forward, and we always refocus. That's what we do here.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, no matter how much you set up, live is live. So
I love it. That's great.
So
we keep it going.
Yeah, and we're also shooting super shallow because I don't want you guys distracted by Maury's amazing face back there. He's a very dashing gentleman, and he'll just be, he'll just grab all the attention. And if you guys have any questions in that chat, please feel free. We can see what you guys are saying in there. What's going on? Brad, Richard, Huff Photo. Is Ramo in the chat? Ramo's there. Marcus, what's going on? Marcus is definitely a regular here, and he's definitely a hustler. I feel like you guys embody the same spirit. He's always shooting street.
Oh, I love that.
Everything. Photo dumps a ton of images in our Discord and stuff like that. I saw you at New York Comic Con. I wish I grabbed you for my Comic Con video, but you were like gone. You had 2 cameras around your neck. You were going for it.
It was so fun. I was telling you, I love Comic-Con every year. I'm so inspired. I hadn't been like so inspired by Halloween since I was a child. I would do like 5 costumes a year. Like it was like it's a big deal in the US and it's a big deal in New York.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone around the world does it better.
Salem.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not Salem, but
yeah.
But the closest thing you can get, right? So like a really creepy, authentic experience. And I feel like in Comic-Con, these people are doing this cosplay. I know some people that did 2 outfits in one day.
Yep.
So they're doing, it's 4 days, it's 8 outfits.
It's their time to show. It's Fashion Week.
It's Fashion Week. It's their Fashion Week. But the love that there is just so, so beautiful. And it really inspired me. So I'm going all out for Halloween this year.
What are you doing?
I've shot it 3 years. So I was like, okay, I need to start leveling up my game. I am doing a cross between the Queen of Hearts and the Mad Hatter.
Oh, okay.
Queen Hatter.
Which way is it leaning more, though? What's the color tone? Is it Mad Hatter color tone, purple jacket, crazy hat?
Yes.
And then you're going to do the makeup like the...
Queen's makeup, Queen's Club.
There you go.
You know the club?
Yep.
The flamingo. I found the flamingo. And then the crazy eyes.
Halloween is near and dear to my heart. I mean, I shoot a lot of creepy effects all year. In fact, I'm doing my Halloween demo next week. You guys can check that live
nice.
On the other channel, Adorama Events. But I'm going to show some of your work while we talk.
Yeah,
and don't forget, you guys can check out Gabriella's Instagram.
Yeah, ask some questions.
So you can see a lot of lifestyle stuff, but I think as a model, you're also got another perspective on seeking for portraits. I think what we've seen a lot of your work is you're seeking for, you kind of look like you're looking for the non-commercial for the commercial. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what it is.
So I'm going to go over to your...
You see my vision. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, I mean, I think it takes another, and this might sound snobby, and I think you'll agree. Sometimes it takes another photographer to know what another photographer is trying to do.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
we can all appreciate imagery, but I think when you know what it took to get to a final result, you kind of see the little bit of the process, and then you understand more the mentality of the person that's shooting, you know?
Absolutely.
So you want to give us like an idea of what vibe you're looking at and like how you approach portraiture?
Yeah. Portraiture is one of my favorite things. Telling stories of other artists as an artist is why I do what I do. It's just so beautiful to be able to put an image with someone's story, someone's artistry. A lot of times, you know, when you're so caught up in what you do, you're like, oh, right, you need marketing. Oh, right, you need to like look, you know, nice in a photo or in a video. So as a creator, I love giving that light to other people to make sure that whatever they do best is shown in a photo, because that's what they need to apply for things, you know, to look like their best self, even when they're not feeling their best self, right?
Yes.
So I love that side of storytelling. I love making people feel comfortable in front of the camera. It is a very awkward place. I don't know how you feel in front of the camera, but depends on the day.
I made peace that I'm a goofy looking dude.
That's, okay, so you like it. He likes being in front of the camera.
I just shoot,
I
man.
like being in front of the camera now, but it took me years to be more comfortable.
Well, yeah, but then you were working as a model for a while, or you're still working as a model.
So I moved to New York when I was 17. I won like a big model competition when I was 15, and they wanted me to sign a 5-year contract, and my mom and I looked at each other and we laughed. And I moved to New York and I became a photographer because that's what I wanted to do since age 10.
Nice.
And I had a camera in my hand when I was very young. I studied it in high school. I went and got my BFA at Pace downtown and just fell into everything that was photography, worked with some agencies, worked at marketing at Red Bull, like did so many different things. I studied business, I studied acting. I just wanted to make sure that I could be an entrepreneur and do everything I always wanted to do. But as a female in the space, it was hard. So I couldn't do like too many things. I was like, if I want to do photography and I want to be taken seriously, I have to just stick to this one thing.
You know,
First.
I'll say as a guy who came up in the industry, no matter who you are, if you want to be taken seriously as a photographer, when everyone thinks all you do is press a button for a living, or that guy next to you thinks that they have to hide all their secrets and they're not going to let you in that world, you always had to focus in. If you really wanted this, you really had to want it. And that's true today. What I think today, is different is that we can self-publish and find our own audiences.
Yeah.
Before, you really had to get through those gatekeeping editor rooms and all that other stuff.
And there was a lot of that in the beginning.
Yes.
And imagine 17, 18, 19, like
Yep.
you shouldn't be taken seriously. You shouldn't be taken seriously because you don't know anything, right? You're just getting your, grounds of the city. Like you really don't even know what you want to shoot, like what kind of photography really speaks to you. So you really do have to, pay your dues, and you have to join these communities that can help you and back you and really give you that confidence to be like, okay, this is where I need to be. This is what I need to be doing. And, these doors here were some of the first doors I walked in New York, and you guys had an amazing community here, right? Yeah. Full tech space, and everyone was so friendly. People were in and out of here, like big smiles. Everyone's like, what do you need? How can I help you? And I'm over here like, well, I was a model, now I'm a photographer, but I need some discounts on this expensive gear. I can't afford these things.
Yeah.
How can I get like a few dollars off? And they're like, well, what if you came to one of our workshops and modeled? And I'm like, I'll do that. That sounds fun.
And where else would you hear
and
that,
it was
right?
so fun. No, nowhere.
We'll trade you what you need for what we need, and that's really a
Nowhere.
community.
Nowhere.
So no, and that's not a plug for the place, but that's really why I stuck around for so long, and I think why you still come through here. Like it's got that lasting thing. There's a question in the chat: will New York City on 12 through the 14th, will there be an event space that day? I don't know. You can go to adorama.com/events and you can see the full schedule, guys. I'll try to grab whatever question I can on that chat.
Hello
by the way,
from upstate. I'm going to upstate tomorrow.
I mean, we got Nigeria in here. We got Sweden in here. Hello from Boston. All right, I'll let that. No, I was kidding. It's. He didn't say Staten Island. He said Boston.
I've been to Staten Island. It's amazing.
It depends on what part, I find. There's
the bridge there reminds me of San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe if you painted it red, I guess.
Yeah.
But the ferry is nice. I don't know. I'm not going to trash on it.
The ferry, Staten Island Ferry is my favorite. I've been in New York 14 years.
Okay.
It's my favorite free thing to do. Sunset, You bring a little picnic. You do like downtown FiDi. You do the ferry. You see the sunset. You wave to the Statue of Liberty, and then you go about your day, and it's free.
It is free, and FiDi is beautiful. It is
back
free.
in the day, it used to be
it's
free,
and it's like every hour, and so you can plan your day, just get there by the hour, then go enjoy like a ferry, and then once you get to Staten Island, you turn around and you go back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not hating on Shaolin. I'm sorry, guys. It's the forgotten borough, but I'm sorry about that. So what brought you to New York specifically for this? Like, why did you feel like it was going to be New York?
Yeah, I feel like I always knew it was New York. I came on a high school trip and did all the touristy things that I would never do again.
You saw cats?
I don't even know the show that I saw when I went to high school, but the first show I ever saw when I moved to New York was called Memphis.
Yeah.
You saw Memphis? I had a lot of friends that were on the show. And
okay.
It was very cool to like see them perform at a young age. Like, whoa, this is larger than life. But I don't know. I guess I did Statue of Liberty during a downpour. So then I fell in love with New York during the rain.
I could see that.
Because New York is kind of really glamorous when it's really ugly.
You have to embrace the grime to understand what's so great about this city. I think a lot of people that are outside the city that chalk trash on it are like, oh, it's just like, you don't get it then.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
You have to see the dark and like the beauty in all the dark in New York, and I see that, and that's why I've stayed here for so long. I have left a few times just to like experience other things, and then I have been dragged back. Feels like.
I think there's a lot of humanity in New York, and I think that's part of your street photography, which is like endless. I think you've been putting out a lot of street photography work.
Yep.
It's ever changing. If you're not sure what to do, if you're in a creative rut, you just go on the street and something will hit you.
Oh yeah, all you have to do is walk outside, and now the cameras have gotten smaller. Yes. I've gotten more efficient. I also like to frequent the same places.
Yep.
I don't like this like random, okay, let me shoot 4,000 photos all around the city and let me walk for days. I'm like, no, I have a certain eye. I have 5 series that I'm working on, and I try my best to just shoot those 5 things.
And that's important. Like she just said she's working on 5 series. I think a lot of people get into this and go, I don't know, I just like to shoot street. No. If you're looking for a subject and you're building on it, you really do see the evolution. Like you actually have a point.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just be shooting aimlessly, and that only hinders you as a photographer, because then you have a vault of all of these photos that you don't even have time to go through.
And they're not coherent.
And there's there's no storytelling there. And at that point, it's like you're doing yourself a disservice. So I undershoot. I don't overshoot. I make sure to just focus in, not on all 5 series at the same time either. Like maybe 1 or 2 on a given day. Obviously, they're naturally just kind of gonna all happen. But yeah, there's something beautiful about being very exclusive about and deliberate about what you're focusing in on a given day. And when I'm walking without my camera, or if I'm carrying gear, or just running to the next thing, I always feel this like FOMO. I'm like, oh, there's a moment there. Oh,
there'll be another one.
Like, and then I'm just like, no, I missed it. But there's gonna be more.
Yes.
Yeah, but I just love that feeling that I get of like, I just always need to have my camera in my hands, and now I do not leave the house without it.
Yeah, but I think that FOMO it keeps you sharper for looking for the next one. It's not that you missed out; it's that you kept your senses tuned. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, I guess. But I guess maybe in a way I'm like, oh, a few years ago I wouldn't have seen that.
Right. You start noticing things.
And now I see things differently.
Yeah, I think a lot of photography is noticing the extraordinary in the ordinary. People that see images that photographers shoot that are, because images are a language. We're constantly saying something with those frames, right? So I think that's why it's important the way you go about it, being deliberate, because you're trying to say something, not like just spitting words out. So I think it comes to a point where, okay, now what are you delivering for us, the viewer, and what are we supposed to get from that? And so what I want to ask is, what does it get to for you to go, that's a series? When do you know that's a series?
Ooh,
or starting it?
It has to be very personal to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to do personal things. As an artist, now I'm more forward-facing, but before I was very hidden, and then people get to know you through your art, right? And I want people to get to know me with, I have a series called Bag Lady. I'm a bag lady. I walk around New York with 2 bags. I live far away. My studio's in Brooklyn. I live uptown. Like, I need to have all my things with me. I like to work out. I have 3 different shoots a day. Like, I need to be ready.
Yeah.
So I started Bag Lady because I see it all the time. People you know, they don't have a car, they don't live close, like they need to have all their things on them. So started Bag Lady.
This one that's up right now. This is your next series, I think you said.
So
or current series.
So we can get into NFTs a little, but the beautiful thing about NFTs and photography in the last 3 years is that a lot of these series and one-of-one photography or editions of photography have enabled artists to be able to publish books. And that is huge, right? Yep. That's a huge investment that usually there's, you know, it's, for me, I'm an old school photographer, okay? When you're like, people ask me, what are your goals? Like, you know, I have so many goals, but what is my realistic goal? I want a book. Like, I want a hilarious coffee table book.
Hilarious.
That someone, that you can actually look at. How many beautiful coffee table books look so rich and beautiful, but then they just sit and collect dust?
You know, I feel like people treat them like decoration more than substance.
Yeah, and that's okay, but I want one that you just want to rip open and just like look through. So this is the first photo of a funny coffee table book that I want to make called Men Sleeping.
Men Sleeping.
Men Sleeping.
And this guy's asleep on his feet. Poor guy. Didn't see you coming. Now he's immortal on our channel, sleeping on his feet like a horse.
So one of my favorite things to do in New York is take the Crosstown bus anywhere, like with no destination. I just love the feeling of the buses uptown. I love that older people use it just to get a few blocks. It's just so accessible. It just seems so friendly. Like
giant windows.
Giant windows, really moody. You can catch people just kind of lost in their train of thought in a daydream, either on the bus or walking. So it's kind of like this nice parallel where I'm like hidden behind the glass.
She says she's being creepy, just so you know.
I'm always just creeping around.
Shady.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, am I there? I just try to blend in.
Okay.
I try to blend in as a photographer so I can get these really great moments. But anyways, so I got this one. I was like, is that guy sleeping?
That poor guy was working hard, just trying to make things happen. And you go ahead and go, you know what? You're hilarious, sir. You don't know this, but I'm going to have a hilarious book about you in your face.
This is just really early morning. This is a raw photo, too. I think maybe I'm incorporating a lot of AI into my series, so maybe we get rid of the women in the back. Maybe they're here to support him and hold him up while he's sleeping. You know,
This is specifically NFT, specifically.
So this is going to be minted as an NFT.
Okay.
I hope to mint a few more of the series and then make a funny book out of it. And then how cool that my NFT collectors can say, oh, I bought your NFT and now I have this hilarious coffee book.
So how do you feel about where NFTs are right now? I mean, it's been very volatile over the last little bit.
Yeah.
Currently, and there's been a lot of skepticism. So what do you say to all that kind of stuff?
So there's so much we can say right now about NFTs and crypto and blockchain and AI technology and all the things that are happening. I feel great. I feel good. I've been in the space for 3 years now, and I've been there through the ups and the downs. And like we were talking about at the beginning of today, like you have to. There's only one way to go, and it's forward, right?
Okay.
We can't go backwards. We can only progress, and anything great has its highs and lows. And right now we're at a low. And people are still selling NFTs. I'm gonna mint this week, and it's gonna sell.
All right.
Then I'm gonna be so motivated to keep minting and start my series and talk about this book and, you know, get people excited about it.
Well, what I don't think people realize about the NFT space, and when she says it's gonna sell, like, not everybody can say that, right? Like, you have to establish yourself still as an artist that's worth collecting. It's not just like,
of course,
ta-da! Like, it doesn't happen.
And I say that because I'm confident about this, because I've told my collectors in the last year, these are the series I'm working on.
Right.
What do you think? It's this beautiful, beautiful thing that blockchain and NFTs have brought me and so many other artists, that we can talk face to face with our collectors and be like, hey, these are the crazy ideas I have. Do you like them? Mm-hmm. Are you interested in them? Do you want to invest in them? And they're like, yeah, that's insane. That's hilarious. That's great. So to be able to have those conversations and have this amazing support of so many people around the world to be like, wow, I wouldn't have ever known about you or your art if it weren't for blockchain is a huge deal.
Yeah, it's like well, there's a lot of people that got discovered through social over the last decade, right? So like,
Of
the next
course.
thing is always another outlet or a portal, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we're in a very interesting time where you're going forward with the NFTs and AI, and then there's a whole community of people that are like, nope, get me the old banged up cameras. I'm only shooting analog film, and they want to sell prints. So it's really like whatever you want to make it as a creator, you have every option now.
Every option. And I want to do all the options. I don't want to just do one thing. Like I said, I'm old school. I love prints. Like there's nothing that makes me happier than, I mean, obviously my dream is to have a billboard one day, but I also want my prints in people's homes. I want my prints to speak to people. I want my prints this big and larger than life. I want all the scales.
It sounds like you really want your images to be in people's lives, one way or another, just on your
Yeah.
coffee table or outside on a billboard. You're just trying to be like, hey, look at me, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to make people happy, honestly, and I want that joy that I feel to transcend through my photos and to, yeah, lighten people's lives. I feel like this world has gotten so heavy,
Yes,
and
it has.
and it, you know, we're in a very interesting time post pandemic, and with so many things going on, so much pain, so much anger. You know, as an artist, I just want to make your day lighter. I just want to help people reconnect with themselves and really just lead with love and be like, okay, what makes me happy? How can I wake up every day and just smile and remember that there is something I woke up wanting to do, and I want to keep that intention, right?
Yeah, I think as creatives, it's like kind of our responsibility or like our job to kind of make sense of everything and negotiate all this craziness in the world and deliver like, here's what's actually happening and saying, and here's our point of view as you, as me, whoever it is.
Yeah.
We just have all these tools to do it with now. And I think doing series helps people kind of plug into something that's consistent, and that's where the comfort comes in. Like, oh, this is a guy sleeping. The next one's going to be a different version of a guy sleeping. And I want to see where she found them next.
What do they think? What do they think about it?
Yeah, what do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think about men sleeping? Is that first of all, it is pretty funny. I just don't know if I would want to wake up one day and go, oh man, this girl saw me sleeping and now it's everywhere, like on something like
Well, my first approach to the series was to not like the people aren't actually sleeping. They just look like they're sleeping.
that. Like on the subway where you're zoned out.
That's what I mean.
Gotcha.
So that's, you know, just like the joke within the joke within the joke. It's like they're not actually sleeping. They're just like blinking.
They just
And it looks like they're sleeping.
there's no truth
Even
to
though
her
I
work.
got a Spider-Man sleeping at Comic-Con.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So he's in costume.
Yep.
He'll never know it's him. There was 1,000 Spider-Mans there.
Yeah, I was. You guys saw my video on my channel about that, and I used to sleep at Comic-Con when I had a press pass. I used to go to the press room.
I'm sure.
And we would rotate because it was brutal. You were covering a lot of area, but what's great about a cosplayer sleeping is they had that much fun. They had that much energy. They would jump around that much. I mean, they literally go in there to have fun. They got so much energy depleted that they had no choice but to conk out.
I need to watch your video, and I need to post the 200 portraits I have that I
can't
took
believe I
at
missed you.
Comic-Con.
I can't believe I missed you. I'm like, I think I know this girl.
Aw,
And I saw the two cameras. I'm like, all right, she shoots for real. And then I was interviewing somebody else, and when I turned, you were just vapor. And I was like,
Oh, no.
yeah, but you know, it is what
It's
it is.
okay.
And it was a long weekend, but
It was amazing.
Comic-Con's awesome. You know what's cool to check out? The Toy Fair.
I love toys.
Yeah, it is color bonanza. Like it is.
Wait,
like,
when is that?
Yo, the Toy Fair is what? September? Is it some? No, it's. I think it's now. Yeah.
So I love toys. I love anything that's like wooden, nostalgic. I love puppets and Muppets. Like anything that brings joy, I love. Honestly, but I'm a big kid. Like a toy fair, any kind of like convention-y thing like that,
Yeah.
I think is so cool. The fact that I've been able to go to these kind of big nerd events is very, very fun. And I say nerd as in like
I love it.
concentrated of like whatever topic
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, the conventions you can easily get lost in what's out there. Someone I know covers the dog show every year,
Oh, dog show's cool, yeah.
but they shoot the dogs as if they're human portraits. So it's like if you just suspend belief that it's a dog, you go, yeah, that dog's thinking about this. Oh, that one's very distinguished. You know, like there's something about it. I would like to see how you cover a dog show. That'd be amazing.
I would like to see that too. I have this funny thing about dogs, so that would be nice.
Oh, Francisco says the Toy Fair is moving to Cali.
Oh, let's go. When is it?
I don't know. Francisco Rivera is also another cosplay photographer. He was at the Comic-Con working hard with like 5 lights.
It's late September, early October.
It is late September, so we just missed it.
Oh, we missed the Toy Fair.
You
next
do have the
year.
Halloween parade later this month, though.
Oh yeah, I'll be at the Halloween parade.
What a melee that is.
It's the best.
It is. It is.
I actually minted a piece that you can pull up on my Instagram on the blockchain from Halloween of a cop, a real cop actually. He was patrolling the streets and it was raining. So go back up actually. Actually, you can just touch the first photo there.
Which
That
one?
was also Halloween night. Yeah. So I minted that on the blockchain in the spring, and that has 44 editions. So 44 people collected that photo.
How much do they go for usually? If you don't mind me asking.
No, it's of course not. No gatekeeping here. You can see it. It's all on chain, and that's the beautiful thing about blockchain. Nothing is a secret. Everything is this digital contract. So these went for, I want to say, $250 each.
Okay.
So it was like 0.1. I'm not really sure where Ethereum's at currently, but it did pretty well. Those are my photos from Comic-Con from last year.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids are my favorite part.
The kids are so into it. I took so many amazing portraits of kids that look like mini superheroes,
Yeah.
and they are. So
I
it's
make
so
a point
cool.
of stopping all of them and being like, you're having an awesome childhood and you need to know this now because later you're not going to realize it. And the parents, there's a one group family that shows up every year, always dresses up like the Ninja Turtles with their kids.
Aw.
And I'm like, you're having such a good childhood. Like, you have to realize that how great this is.
So there's this family. I think it's the same family too. They were. I think it's in that series. They were the Powder Puff Girls, and then this year they were characters of Mario Kart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
we
go.
had the Muppet guy there. I think it's the last one. Did I get them? Oh, yeah. But a different family, but this family was nice. So they were the Powder Puff Girls, and then this year my favorite family group was, Mario Kart.
There was an Adams Family.
Oh, I think I
family
saw
there.
them too.
Yeah, there was it was actually Sal Delia's in the chat, and I know he's going to be going all in as the Adams Family this year. He's now got the extra kid to finish the Adams Family, so he's all in now. I hope you're doing all right there, buddy, with the baby at home. If you guys have any questions in the chat, please feel free to ask. I know that every time we bring up NFTs, there's like a million questions in that chat, and now you have someone that's deep in it. So if you have any questions, let us know.
let's chat it up.
So how long would you say a series goes for? Do you have like a feeling that you're like, I'm good, or you go, I'm doing this for a year?
I do the series for a long time. So there's a series I've been working on. Sorry, I'm swallowing my words.
It's okay.
And it's called Ride, and it's about. So I'm a cyclist.
Oh, cool.
I've been riding my bike as a commuter in New York for over 10 years, and all over the world. But in New York, it's the quickest, safest, most efficient way to get around because you know exactly how long it's going to take you from A to B, and we love efficiency, and it's good for your mental health and all these other benefits. So. About 3 years ago, my bike of 10 years got stolen.
Oh,
Actually,
that's the worst.
actually, right up the street, right here, literally on the corner,
In Flatiron?
on the corner of this store.
Oh,
It got
gosh.
sawed off in the middle of the day before Easter. So
It's a nice area. I swear,
so
guys.
anyways,
Stop by.
after this, I started thinking like, oh, I have so many photos that I've taken of bikes on the street locked
Yep.
up. Like people check out people, I check out bikes. Like I love everything about bikes. They're all over the city. There's a beautiful bike right there, a VanMoof bike in front of the store right now. But yeah, on this corner, do not lock your bike because they will steal it.
Yeah, there's a. Nah, I'm not gonna get into.
But
this,
anyway,
the-
so after that happened to me, I was like, I want to start a series called Ride, and it's about bike safety, bike theft protection. I was like, I want this to go on chain, and I want this to benefit a lot of people. I want to team up with a helmet company because I really do believe in bike safety.
yeah.
And yeah, and I've had this series of locked bikes and unlocked bikes for 10 years.
Yeah, actually, a long time ago, I actually started shooting just for my own sake, for keeping my images for me, with all
Yeah.
the ghost bikes that people lock up when someone was killed riding, the white bikes
you
that are
have
painted.
them?
I have them on a hard drive somewhere. I shot them on Chromes.
Cool.
And I every time I saw one, it was like I came from the BMX world. That's where my career started. I saw a lot of bad injuries. I know a lot of guys that are not walking are in some bad shape. So every time I saw one of those, I was like, you're inches away from that probably. And all the ghost bikes. And if you guys don't know what a ghost bike is, here in New York, you'll see like some banged up bikes that are painted completely white, tires, everything, and they write their name on it of whoever was on that corner that got struck or fell and is no longer with us. So it became like a memorial.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a bike community thing. So every time I saw one, I made a point to like go back there with, at the time it was an Icon F100 with a roll of chromes, and I would shoot chromes, and it was just like this weird thing that, isn't it weird? Like something like that has like a weight to it. Do you ever feel like there's like a weight?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I'm a part of the cyclist community. It happens all the time.
It's crazy. A lot of it's disregard for everybody else that shares the road has disregard. There's like a lot of reasons that things happen.
Yeah, it's really interesting, but I'm telling you, it's safe for me. It's safer to bike than walk.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Because I have a lot of friends who've gotten in bad accidents walking in New York.
I also think
Like plugged into your headphones. I'm also like always have a speaker. Don't have stuff in your ears. You need to have like full 360 awareness of everything that you're doing. Like the streets are you don't play out here. We're outside and we need to be safe.
it's true, especially at night.
Yeah.
I do think biking is the best way to see the city. It's like this beautiful in between a car that gets you somewhere, but it's faster than walking. So you're kind of able to still have the city as an experience, but you're not going too fast, but you're also not going too slow not to cover a lot of ground. So I feel like you experience so much more on a bike than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, again, very therapeutic. And I'm not like, I feel like a lot of the people that are like, oh, biking isn't safe. I'm like, you are biking too fast. You're biking with music blared. It's like you're making it very dangerous for yourself. When I bike, I'm efficient. I know how long it's going to take me. I'm not going fast.
You clipped in?
I'm not clamped in.
Okay. I think that's important.
But all the shoes I wear are kind of crazy and ridiculous, but they're all bike safe. Yesterday, I put on a pair of knee-high boots, and I biked in them.
Okay.
Because I need to be able to bike at any given moment of any day.
I also think there's a lot of people that don't realize that bike lanes have a direction, and they need to like wake up a little bit. And
You know what's interesting? I was just in Paris, and the bike lanes are opposite of the cars. You go towards the cars.
it kind of makes sense though.
It does.
Right?
It
So
really
you're not getting
makes
snuck
sense.
up on.
New York City, I think we should switch up the bike lanes.
Get out there and start painting. Speaking of Paris, we have a video of you, right?
Oh yeah, so this was me. I was doing Men Sleeping. Or shooting Men Sleeping. I was doing Bag Lady. I was
Look at this
shooting
hair.
some.
Wow.
Thank you. I grew it myself. So Paris has some of the cleanest water, all on the streets, and anyone can drink from it. The water fountains. It's so cool.
Yeah, beautiful. So what are you shooting with there?
So I am shooting with a Sony A7R III, and I believe I had my 50 millimeter 1.2 on there.
Cool. Is that what you currently shoot with, or do
That's
you?
what I currently shoot with primarily.
Okay.
I also shoot with a 24-70, but I try to just have two lenses on me at all times. I do love a portrait lens, though. There's nothing better.
You're definitely going for a look. I think.
Yeah.
Looking at your street stuff, you're definitely looking for that separate, like popping them out a bit.
Yeah.
It's hectic, and you want to get that.
Yeah, and you need to be just like, you can't have all this gear on you all the time. Now I have my second camera to give that more like simulated film effect.
What's the second camera?
The second camera is the Fuji V100X.
The X100V.
X100V.
Yeah.
I'm
That one-
dyslexic, so I always mix up
Ah,
all
it's
the
cool.
letters.
It's cool. People don't even realize why that camera's named that. It actually was an X100,
X100V.
then the X100S for second, X100T for third, F for fourth, and now we're on the
Wow.
V for five. So I don't know what they're going to do for six. What do you think they're going to do for six? I know. Yeah, I don't know. But that camera is like a legendary camera now. Ever since
so
someone on
amazing.
TikTok went, I like this camera, then it was like gone forever.
It's yeah, you can't get it anymore. If you knew, you knew, and now you can't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not great for low light. So my 51.2 will always be number one. But it is great if you just want to kind of take a sneaky, inconspicuous photo. And it just allows me to always have my camera in my hand.
I think it's a different
Where I don't
experience.
want to lug around my big gear all the time. depending. And sometimes I go to venues and I can't bring it in. I took some amazing photos of Beyonce with it.
Nice.
Yeah, I've definitely just brought it in because they're like, what is this little toy?
What is this toy?
Film looking camera.
You're harmless.
You're harmless.
I can
And
fall
it's
asleep in front of her. She won't take a photo of me and end up everywhere on the planet. Why am I on a billboard?
I hope Men Sleeping gets on billboards. What a brand would probably like.
Purple mattresses are going to be like, don't be these guys. Sleep better at night. See that? I just made your connection. See that? They're going to watch this, be like, give her a deal.
That'll be awesome.
Well, speaking of that, you have worked with some really big brands. So was that through agencies? Did you hunt out the brands? Did the brands come to you? Like what happened there in the commercial world?
So in the beginning of my career, I was lucky to be able to work with agencies, and they were like, okay, you're a new photographer. What do you like to shoot? Like, what do you like to do? And I was like, I like fitness. I love portraiture. I love live music. So I started, one of the first brands I started working with was Reebok. And it was so fun. I got to do photos of CrossFit and different athletes and boxers and all these people that had amazing stories that were at a level of athleticism that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I was always very inspired by them.
And then that leads to portraits, right? Like, hey, would you want to shoot again sometime? It always leads to that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it was very cool to take photos for UFC in the beginning of my career and so many other brands. But now, with the power of the internet, you know, I can say, hey, Nike, I really like what you guys are doing. I have this idea. Hey, Sony, I have this the series that I'm working on, or this pitch I want to do in a different country. Can you help me out here, right? Yeah. So now, as a creator, 10 years into my freelance career, I can say, I'm going to put this beautiful treatment together for you, and hopefully you'll like it today, or maybe you'll like it next year. So that is a very exciting place to be, where I can just take all the time to put a mood board together and then present it to a brand, and they're like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people, especially younger generations, understand that it doesn't just happen because you want it to happen. You have to show them a proof of concept and what you're thinking. They're not going to throw money into a project or a person if they don't understand what they're going to get out of it, right? So when you say a treatment, that means she's approaching it as if she's doing that job.
Yeah. It's either this is the mock of like a example of the shoot of the campaign I want to do, or hey, look, I already did it.
Yeah, spec work,
or spec work,
yeah.
and it's a real thing. You have to put a lot of work into getting anything that you want, right? You can't just expect anything. So I learned that throughout my career, and now I'm just like, okay, it's winter. I just want to just work on my treatments, and I have like a few brands that I have in mind, and I already pitched them, and they're like, okay, now just send us exactly what you have envisioned, and hopefully it aligns. And that's the beautiful thing. If it does align, it will happen. And if it doesn't, then you move on to the next thing.
Yeah, you have to kind of keep producing proof of concept. Even if you're not generally working, you have to put out the work you want to be hired for. Mm-hmm. You know, when I go after some jobs, I'm not giving them my bleeding zombies and alien stuff if I know that that's not what they're doing, you know? But I will put that stuff out there. I'll slip one in there just to see what their reaction is to it, because sometimes it'll land you something.
Yeah, you never know who it's going to speak to.
Yes.
You could have like a very, whatever client, and then you're like, actually, I like Muppets, and they're like, me too.
Yeah. Or they'll go, actually, we're doing a Muppet Reebok collaboration, and this would be perfect, and then they got Kermit the Frog, running, doing the sprint. What are you laughing at? That could happen.
Yeah. It's
Fernando's making fun of me.
It's like I have this dream of working for Crocs one day, because I believe in like comfortable shoes. So I wear Crocs every day, except for today. I didn't have.
You got the
Crocs
chunky 90s shoes.
But today I have chunky 90s shoes on. But I also realized that I can't be wearing the same shoes every single day, because I was wearing Crocs almost every day.
Okay.
And then I was like, I think you just should change your shoes more often, more frequently. Like when I travel, I just traveled for 3 weeks consecutively, and I only traveled with 2 pairs of shoes.
I only wear the pair of shoes and the pair of pants I went on a plane with. That's how I do it.
And that's good. I used to overpack, and now I just have a carry-on.
I carry way more gear than I do anything else.
Same.
I'm always like, I can
Same.
buy shirts if I get
Yep.
there. I can figure something out.
Exactly. I have all my gear and then like a small portion for everything else.
What was your shoes of choice for Comic-Con? Because that is a lot of miles walking around.
Platform Crocs.
Platform Crocs.
Yep.
How'd that go?
It was amazing.
Yeah?
Yep.
I wear Docs because people step on my feet.
I used to wear Docs, but now they're too heavy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They're too heavy. I like lighter shoes.
Those are light?
These are light. These are light.
Like, I'm going to have to try chunky
But yeah,
shoes.
platform Crocs are the best.
Yeah?
The best. It's like walking on clouds. I wore those for 2 days straight at Comic-Con.
So let's say you're going to go after Crocs. What would be your advice to someone that would be like, if that's a brand you want, how would you go approach it?
Well, number one, I wear them every day. I customize them with all the little gibbets that I like.
Gibbets?
Yeah, gibbets are like the little
Yeah, I know.
the little things. And then you just start kind of making a series or a collection that you think would be nice. I mean, I not only want to work with them, but I want to like create my own Crocs.
Yeah, I get that.
So I want to create my own Crocs and I want to shoot the campaign.
This is a true creative when they're like, I don't want to just do something for you.
No,
I
no,
want to
no.
get a signature, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's one of my dreams.
I
It's
get
like
it.
I will do that. I want to do that.
You're talking to a guy who has a signature pizza box now.
Which pizza shop?
Oh. Hold, please.
Oh, he's Adorama. Whoa.
Yeah. So, I can't go that way. I can't.
When did you make this?
So,
Whoa, is that you on the box?
yeah, so when we do lighting demos,
Oh.
I always show people they can use a pizza box for a reflector, but there's a secret to this. You ready? You ready?
Oh.
It's not just the white balance. See that? See that?
That's amazing.
Wait, it gets better.
Reflector pizza box?
Oh, look at you. Wow.
Wow. I can't even see
It's like Pulp
myself.
Fiction. Look at this.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this is a prototype beta. Still
So
working on it.
cool.
So, but yeah, I always do a demo where you use a balloon in a plastic bodega bag as a softbox, and then this is the
Whoa.
reflector, and you can do.
I
with
need
just-
to watch some of your demos.
Yeah, dude,
This is
and you're always
cool.
welcome here. You know.
Thank you. I'm gonna pull up. If I'm invited, I'll show up.
Well, Wednesday the 25th, I'm shooting the store director as a creature. You're welcome to come hang out.
I have a gig that day, but
I have a feeling you have a gig every day. I have a feeling you're very busy all the time.
I'm very busy.
But I bet you also the type of person that treats your series as the gig, right? Like you make a point of today is the day I'm going to go do that, right? It's not just like casual.
No, it's not. You're right. I'm very, very busy as a freelance creator, and I have to reserve the time to do my series. You're right. It's not random because, yeah, there's a week where I won't work, and then there's a week where I'll have 12 jobs.
Yes.
And I was just gone for 3 weeks, so until the end of the month, I'm working every day, every single day, sometimes 3 times a day, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you really have to set those boundaries as a creator to be like, I will not take any paid jobs on these given days, or I already have this schedule. Now let me take 3 days to take some photos for myself, for my series. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's why people are like, why does my YouTube channel take off? Well, you're only doing a video whenever you want. If you set yourself and treat it like a job, do you want to be successful? You've got to treat it more serious than anybody else, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, and I think, did you say you took business courses and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
of
So
course.
I wish I did that. I got to tell you, like I have completely hurt my career over the years, not knowing what to do with any of that stuff. And then Fernando took me in off the streets and gave me this whole thing. So yeah, he
Wow.
found me on a raft one day.
Well, I mean, YouTube University is a very, very amazing place and a great tool nowadays.
Yeah, YouTube is interesting, right? And we're on YouTube right now, but YouTube is interesting because you can't vet. You can only vet by the way it's been received by the comments or has it done
True.
well for other people. You could literally say the sky is orange and put that video out there until someone tells you that video is wrong.
Yeah.
So,
But I
this
just
is-
mean for learning.
Yeah, yeah, I get it.
For learning and for taking business courses or just, I really wish I could go back in time and be like, okay, I'm just going to use the internet to teach me all the things that I want.
you want to go to school if you had to go again?
Oh, I loved my experience.
Right.
And, there's like a bucket list of things that that people like to do in life. And I feel like I didn't need to be there, maybe. I
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Listen, I have,
On a given day, I feel differently about it. I had a really great experience, but I have a lot of debt, and I don't think it was necessary. If anything, I wish I went for like 2 years instead of 4.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I have 2 degrees, and it wasn't the degrees I learned everything. It was the being in a public darkroom with other people getting in there.
Yeah.
It was being around so many different processes at once without being the one doing it and learning and kind of taking things. Also having the resources, right? Like you had the equipment in fingertips. You didn't have to go buy your own gear for everything. It was there.
Oh yeah,
Stuff like
the
that.
rentals were amazing. But I'm telling, like, I was so happy to have the experience to be and the privilege to go to a university and study with amazing professors that I showed up to every single one of my classes. Maybe I was late some days, but I was always there.
Yeah.
And there were people that just like wouldn't show up. So no, I don't think I shouldn't have gone to school, but I think it could have been 2 years instead of
Yeah, I get it. After a while, you're like, why am I in debt for 4 years when I got
No,
everything
no,
in the
no.
2? You made your connections. You're kind of talking to people. You did the experience. Then you're like slogging it out till it's over.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
I did the. I have a science degree in light before I went into my BFA, so I learned like
Oh,
that end of it.
cool.
I wish I took a business course. If you're doing this, go get. A
Yeah,
business course.
yeah, get a business
I mean,
course.
Oh my gosh.
And I was lucky. I interned for an amazing photographer in DC, and she studied business.
Nice.
And I remember being so young and being like, "You didn't study art? You just studied business?" And she had a whole amazing, career. And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do what she's doing."
Be smart. Yeah.
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 So I was very lucky to have so many mentors and to really take the time, pay attention, take notes, and it's so important as a creator to surround yourself with incredible people.
Yes. I
That
love
that you can have a great support system and that can give you great advice. I did not get to the place where I am today alone. I'm a reflection of my peers and everyone around me, and I feel very, very grateful for that. There's the Adorama family, there's the Sony Alpha Collective. I'm part of Street Dreams magazine in New York, and so many other Alpha Female and so many great groups that it took me a long time to kind of find my community in New York.
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful part of my story too, of like kind of being lost and running around and okay, let me do this, it doesn't work, okay, this isn't my community, this doesn't serve me, and then I got to kind of find myself alone and then gravitate towards amazing communities.
Yeah, I was taught really early on when I was assisting like large format guys and stuff. They were like, always be around people that are a level up from you. Don't have the ego that you have to be the best guy in the room or you're not going to be the best guy in the room ever. And I was like, what? And I always took that.
Well, that's why I didn't go to art school.
You got a BFA.
No, well,
Fine arts.
but I didn't go to like a specific art school. Like SVA was my number one school, and I didn't go there because I wanted to be with everyone.
Okay.
I wanted to have all these different degrees, and this is me talking from like a young age, right? That's what I thought I needed and I wanted, because I was like, am I going to be in this like competition every day with other photographers and other creators, or can I just learn with all these other people learning so many different fields?
Yeah, I definitely did not come up in this industry in a communal mindset until I came to Adorama and met Dan Norton, and he told me, and he kind of walked me through like, you don't got to like cut everybody's throat and try to get every job. You kind of got to have a community and you'll learn. I was like, it took me a long time to learn that because
Yeah.
we're so isolated as photographers. It's very easy to be in your little like
Yeah.
bubble and try to be like, no, I
Absolutely.
need that. I want to shoot everything.
Yeah.
I just want to say happy birthday to Marcel, whose birthday is today in the chat. She just decided to go, hey, today's my birthday. So happy birthday, Marcel. If you guys have any questions, please let us know in the chat. We do this live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, so don't forget to come back here if you're your first time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't been here. And don't forget the Adorama Events channel is the new channel where we stream a lot of the demos, including Joe McNally from a couple weeks ago, and I'll be doing the Halloween demo. Just to throw that plug in there while I got your attention. You know, you gotta feed the beast a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So what's next? You're on the NFT thing. You're doing your series of Sleeping Men, but like beyond that, where do you think you're going? If you, let's say you got the book happened. Where are we going? Are you even thinking that far?
I'm just taking it day by day. I've been given a lot of really great experiences recently, and I just got signed to a modeling agency, and
Nice.
I'm kind of going down that world.
You'd be like, I'll shoot myself, guys. It's okay.
Yeah. I also started self-portraiture this year. January was the first time I ever was like, okay, let me see if I can do this. Okay, let me just set up my tripod, okay, the light is good. It's coming through the window. Nothing crazy. Easy setup. And then I took 20 photos, and I was like, yeah, those are nice. Okay. So I can have these little sessions with myself, and it's not that difficult. And then once you get over that one time of like, all right, that works, then you can get, you're like, lol. Then you can get like, a whole set, and then I can style it, and then I can, bring other people on my team. But you just need to make sure and kind of just like have that confidence of like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, I think also people have to realize you can do self-portraits and not show anyone. You can just do self-portraits,
That's a good one.
I think people get in their headspace like, everyone's going to see this as soon as I shoot. It's like, breathe for a second.
But I tell that to my friends when they take beautiful portraits. I'm like, I'm not ready. I need to look this way. Or and there's so many excuses. And I'm like, if you don't like these photos, these will go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because I will never make anyone look bad. It's not my intention, and I don't want to do that.
So I do that, though. No, I do. I for one, I had to photograph my own mom just because I wanted to, and something came over me where I could not figure out how to light my own mother, because you know her so well your whole life. It's one of those weird things that gets in your head. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make you look glamorous. I want to see every wrinkle and scar I put on that face. Are you kidding me? And she still looked like my mom, and I wanted it one day to see that woman's face that I remember, not the glamorized filter portrait of it. And then there was another shot that's actually on the top of my Instagram. We have a model, Marissa, who everyone shoots. She's got bright red hair, super blue eyes.
Oh, I've seen her.
Yeah, gorgeous. And I was like, nope, I'm going to take away all the color, and I want to light her scars. I want to get the texture. And still show how beautiful she is. And so I felt it was one of the most honest shots, and it took her a while to even like warm up to liking the shots. And then, because she was so used to the glamour. And that's why I think every model, especially in this era where we have such accessible tools, do a self-portrait so you can see yourself and be the one documenting yourself and get both sides of it.
Yeah, you're a piece of art, and there's so many different ways you can photograph a subject, especially yourself, and it doesn't always have to be so glamorous.
No.
I don't over edit my photos, even of myself. Like, let's get some dark, moody lighting. Let's get some weird looking things. Like,
I'll make you look
cool
super creepy.
angles.
You want to do it? We can do it. I'll make you look super creepy.
yeah, I love a creepy photo. But yeah, so yeah, I'm working on a lot of things right now. I'm in a short tomorrow, which is very random. I have my first official modeling gig next week, which is cool.
In New York?
In New York.
All right.
But yeah, I'm just working away at a lot of things. You have pulled up my website many times, and I haven't updated it in 3 years.
No one has. Nobody's updated their website. Trust me. It's all social. Yo, what's up, Ab?
Between
Welcome, buddy.
between needing to update my website, needing to get a logo, if there's any graphic designers out there, I really need to.
Let's pull this up.
Oh yeah, that is the most recent thing that I have. It's by Unfold. It's called BioSite, and you can find my NFTs on Nifty Gateway, on Foundation, on Super Rare. I have a series called Mercado that is on Super Rare. It's about markets all around the world. I go to different markets and I interview artisans and kind of get to know them throughout 3, 4, 5 days, and then add them to the series.
That's a long time, actually. You know, if you think about how people usually run and gun stuff,
I don't like the run and gun. I don't like
marinates.
it. Well, it's just like, hey, look, I stopped in New York and I took this photo and I sold it. I'm like,
so.
I'm just like, do you even live here? Have you suffered? Like
That's
we
a Mean
suffer.
Girls. That was a total like, you don't get to sit here.
Yeah, you don't get to do that. That's how I really feel. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to a random place and minting photo and calling it my own and putting my everything onto this photo. I don't know. I feel
No, I get it.
very passionately about that.
No, I'm with you. I feel like if you're gonna ask someone else to care about your image, you're the one that has to care the most. I feel like it gets diluted as it goes from you and down and down. So it has to start with you. It's just like how I do demos here. I'm loud, I'm fast, because if I don't have the energy, they don't have the energy.
Of course.
You know, so it starts with you. So we'll keep up on Gabriella. 2 A's. I'm going to put her social down here below. Don't forget, all the links are down there for her social. Follow her. Check her out on Instagram. Stay up on her men sleeping. We're going to see who ends up. Someone's going to end up on that men sleeping that we know. You know that, right?
You know, I just took a photo of on the train of this person reading, and I put it on the internet. And all these people were commenting on it. My friend's like, "That's my boyfriend." I was like, "Oh, amazing! Should I send him the photo? Do you want it?" So you never know who you're going to be taking photos of.
New York is a small place if you're always on the same train line, right? So like,
it wasn't a train that I usually take either.
All right.
Random.
Totally negated my whole statement. It's all right. It's all right. No, I feel like there's something about train lines where people are going from one destination to the other always all the time. So you end up seeing the same faces after a while. And so each train at similar times of day become the same. I see the same girl every day. And I'm like, oh, she's having a hard day. Oh, man, she must just got promoted or something. She's got new shoes. I'm like, it's like, I'm like always like.
I take the train and I commute at all different times of the day. I never commute at the same time.
Sometimes I'll do a late night train to somewhere I don't usually go at all because I just want to see what pops up on that train. I think late night trains say a lot about what's going on in the street.
I'd rather bike. Yeah, it's a whole scene under there.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'll say this: there's no aspect in New York that's boring. So just get out there if you're in New York or coming to New York. Gabriella, this has been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Again, all her social is down
Follow me.
here. And you guys, can you hit that QR code to stay up on all the events here at Adorama? Don't forget the Adorama Events YouTube channel. We're doing the live demos from this space. And I think who's my next guest? Toots?
I believe so.
Yeah, so Jose's stopping by. Jose Toots. We got, he's been on the channel, did the last Leica video, I believe. He's definitely a good one to sit down and have a chat with. And that's the same day that I'm going live to shoot that special effects makeup. So if I don't see you guys, if I don't see you, have a great Halloween. Cheers.
Cheers.
And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you guys next week right here. Tomorrow, we got the Sony Burano event, which is at 1 o'clock New York time. And then after that, Daniel Norton is going live shooting. Is he shooting Mimicking Daylight or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to be creating sunlight in here with, gear. So that's at 5 o'clock in New York time. We'll see you guys next week. No, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Later, guys. Peace.